And now the news in detail. As the Bomb Air's latest addition, an A220-300 series aircraft with tail number 5NCDA made its maiden official flight from the Victor Atta International Airport, Uyo. The Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Moeno, has commended the flying pleasure the new Airbus offers, expressing optimism that the state would soon become West Africa's regional aviation hub. The A220-300, the first of 10 new Airbus aircraft acquired by the Akwa Ibom State-owned airline, made its maiden flight on Monday, the 29th of April 2024, with the governor aboard, after due checks and certification by relevant aviation authorities. Our Government House correspondent Mfonisu Harrison reports that the governor expressed delight at the new feat recorded by the state-owned airline and commended Captain Mfonudom-led management team for the outstanding performance of Ibom Air in Nigeria's aviation industry. He described the in-flight experience of the new A220-300 Airbus as top-notch, while reaffirming his administration's commitment to the acquisition of the 9 remaining aircraft by the state government, stating that they would be delivered soon. He noted that Akwa Ibom people worldwide and Nigerian air travelers remain proud of Ibom Air, adding that the state will support the airline's aspiration of emerging as West Africa's premier regional aviation hub.
We're proud to be Akwa Ibomite, and I'm sure you are too, that we're the first state in this country to fully own an aircraft. Not leasing, not wet, not dry, but this is our asset. And so it was a good experience, and 10 of them are coming. This is just the first, and they'll begin to come so that we can make this a regional hub.
Meanwhile, the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Moeno, has described the return of the member representing Ibom State constituency, Honorable Moses Essien, to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as a homecoming, hence should be given right of place in the party at all levels. The governor stated this while receiving the returning Ibom House member, who was elected on the platform of the Young Progressive Party, YPP, back to the PDP with a delegation of the party hierarchy and House of Assembly members led by the state chairman of the PDP, Elder Aneka Nakban, and the Speaker, Honorable Demel Tong. Our Government House correspondent Mfonisu Harrison reports that at the brief event held at the 4 Points by Sheraton Nikodek Bene, amidst the ongoing Executive Council retreat, the governor said Honorable Essien's return to the PDP only indicates a change of party nomenclature, as his commitment to the interests of the state and contribution to governance from inception of the administration has been laudable and devoid of party sentiments. Governor further assured the returning member of full reintegration into the party at all levels, as he urged the leadership of the PDP to ensure full acceptance and restoration of pride of place to Honorable Essien, reaffirming that the PDP has been a family for Akwa Ibom people and will remain strong in the state irrespective of what happens in other places, given the track record of successive governments in the state. Away from that, the Akwa Ibom State Police Command yesterday said it has arrested no fewer than 4 suspected cultists terrorizing Ekiti local government area of the state and environs. The Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Tim Fon John, who disclosed this in a statement made available to newsmen on Monday in Uyo, identified the suspect as Godwin Adam, Isaac Bassi, Emmanuel Hansen Isong. According to the PPRO, one of the suspects and ringleader, identified as Victor Soroyire, aka Tender, a native of Iseyirudwa village in same Ekiti local government area, had been on the police wanted list. She stated that all the suspects who confessed to be members of Black Axe Confraternity were arrested in Ekiti local government area following credible intelligence. And now to the national scene. The federal government has approved an increase of between 25% and 35% in salary for civil servants, police officers, the armed forces, among others. In a statement issued by the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission through its head of press, Emmanuel Njoku, the approved increase is for civil servants on the remaining 6 consolidated salary structures. The salary structures include the Consolidated Public Service Salary Structure, Consolidated Research and Allied Institution Salary Structure, Consolidated Police Salary Structure, Consolidated Paramilitary Salary Structure, Consolidated Intelligence Community Salary Structure, and Consolidated Armed Forces Salary Structure. Recall that those in the tertiary education and health sectors have already received their increases, which involve Consolidated University Academic Salary Structure and Consolidated Tertiary Institution Salary Structure for universities. For polytechnics and colleges of education, it involved the Consolidated Polytechnics and Colleges of Education Academic Staff Salary Structure and Consolidated Tertiary Educational Institution Salary Structure. The health sector also benefited through the Consolidated Medical Salary Structure and Consolidated Health Sector Salary Structure. And now to legislative matters. The House of Representatives, at the resumption of plenary yesterday, summoned the Minister of Petroleum Resources and all relevant stakeholders to explain the current fuel scarcity and attendant pains nationwide. The lawmakers, however, did not specify which of the ministers they summoned, be it President Bola Tinubu, who also doubles as a Minister of Petroleum Resources, or other 2 junior ministers. Recall that the President had split the Ministry of Petroleum Resources with the appointment of Ekperikpe Ekpo as Minister of State Gas Resources and Hanneken Lukbobiri as Minister of State Petroleum Resources. The House expressed concern over the lingering fuel scarcity, accompanied by excessive increase in retail price of premium motor spirit (PMS) in filling stations nationwide, which it said has no doubt occasioned additional hardship on citizens. The summons was issued just as the Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria (MEMAN) said it had concluded plans to take delivery of 8 vessels containing over 300 million litres of fuel to address the current shortage. As Nigerian workers commemorate the 2024 May Day today, organized labor has expressed concern about the rising food prices and fuel scarcity in the country, saying the current situation threatens workers' survival. The Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress leaders, in separate interviews yesterday, lamented the harsh economic situation, which had been compounded by the twin burdens of the electricity tariff hike and high fuel pump prices. As the unions expressed concern about the economic hardship, queues at fuel stations worsened yesterday as a result of petrol scarcity, with many workers and students who could not get to their destinations stranded. Lamenting the high prices of food, the labor leaders said workers were finding it difficult to make ends meet. The prices of basic food commodities such as rice, beans, maize, plantain, and tomatoes surged by 25.34% to 40.01% as of March 2024. You're listening to Global News on Memories 96.5 FM. We bring you more report after the break. Stay with us. On the foreign scene, the United Kingdom, UK, has returned a first failed asylum seeker to Rwanda under a voluntary removals program. Under the scheme announced last month, migrants whose claims are rejected are offered up to £3,000 to move to the East African country. It is separate to the forced return scheme the government announced 2 years ago, which has been beset by delays and is due to begin by mid-July. Reports indicate that the unnamed man was flown out of the UK on Monday on a commercial flight, with officials saying the asylum seeker had exhausted all rights to be in the UK. Still on the foreign scene, the United Nations aid chief Martin Griffiths has warned that an Israeli ground offensive in Rafah is on the immediate horizon. The UN AIDS chief has warned as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reaffirmed that his forces will enter the southern Gaza city. Griffiths made this known in a statement on X yesterday, said the threatened attack will spell even more trauma and death for those in the city and strike a disastrous blow to the aid agencies trying to help them. He also said famine is taking hold as the rules of war continue to be flouted, adding that the ground operation in the city, where an estimated 1.5 million displaced Gaza Palestinians are sheltering, will be a tragedy beyond words. Meanwhile, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appealed to states with influence over Israel to do everything in their power to prevent an Israeli assault on Rafah. And now in the world of sport, the head of Premier League referees, Howard Webb, says he is exploring the possibility that referees might be allowed to explain some of their decisions to the crowd inside the stadium for the first time from next season. World Football Lawmakers International Football Association Board have rules that forbid any discussions between match officials to be played live inside the stadium, though the body responsible for appointing Premier League referees, Professional Game Match Officials Limited (PGMOL), is pushing for that to change in the future. But PGMOL thinking it may be permissible within the existing rules for referees to explain their decision to the crowd whenever they're called over to review an incident on the pitch side monitor. That will be the only circumstance in which a referee will be allowed to speak directly to the crowd. And that's it on Global News on Memories 96.5 FM. But before we go, let's take a recap of the top stories. We told you that as Ibom Air's latest edition, an A220-300 series aircraft with tail number 5NCDA made its maiden official flight from the Victor Atta International Airport, Uyo. The Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Moeno, has commended the flying pleasure the new Airbus offers, expressing optimism that the state would soon become West Africa's regional aviation hub. Also, we told you that the federal government has approved an increase of between 25% and 35% in salary for civil servants, police officers, the armed forces, among others. As Nigerian workers commemorate the 2024 May Day today, organized labor has expressed concern about the rising food prices and fuel scarcity in the country, saying the current situation threatens workers' survival. On the foreign scene, the United Kingdom, UK, has returned a first failed asylum seeker to Rwanda under a voluntary removals program. And finally, in the world of sport, the head of Premier League referees, Howard Webb, says he is exploring the possibility that referees might be allowed to explain some of their decisions to the crowd inside the stadium for the first time from next season. And that's the size of our news package this afternoon, as edited by Nyakno Albert and assisted by the production team. For views and comments regarding our news or coverage of your newsworthy event, you can reach us on email via newsroom@memoriesmediang.com or call our newsroom hotline on 0909 000 0581. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Memories965FM. And now let's take you down memory lane. On this day in 2004, the European Union was enlarged to include the new member states of Cyprus, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Malta, Poland, Slovakia, and Slovenia. That's the news. Thank you for listening. I am Sharon Mado. Good afternoon.